our weekly Black Belt session. It's a privileged session because we have here a dynamic guest today with us, and she'll be taking us on the topic priorities. So before I hand over the stage to her, let's just get to meet our coach, Olori Okemuti. I don't know if I pronounced that name very correctly.
You're doing
Uh,
great.
she's a highly she's a highly motivated and accomplished media and theater practitioner with over 25 years of hands-on experience. She excels in strategic planning, media relations, and leading campaign teams with expertise in organized change. She's a dedicated women's advocate and certified by the John Maxwell Leadership Team. She's a parenting and family values coach, youth trainer, and mentor. Then, as a media personality, she hosts the transformational parenting show on AIT, Liberty TV, and produces Presence, the Total Woman show on AD4 TV, sorry. She is the founder of the Transformational Parenting Support Group on Facebook, mentoring member, and a fantastic mentor with a wide network of mentees. So, Black Belts, it's a honor and privilege to have with us. Over to you, Ms. Coach Olori. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think you did a fantastic job at that. I must say you really went to dig and dig to get that because I think that CV's intro is somewhere flying online. Well, thank you so much for that introduction. Yes, he's right. My name is Okemute Olori, but you can call me Coach Mute. Okay, so I'm very excited. I know there was a conversation here some few seconds ago about which is better, Zoom or Google Meet. Well, they all have their advantages and disadvantages. But in fact, if I want to say where are you joining us from, can you tell me? It's easy for me to get that on Zoom than on this space. But thank you for everywhere you're joining us tonight all over the world. And this is just to say that many of us choose what we want to do. Because the topic we're talking about today is priority. What do you give your attention to? What is most important to you? If I ask this question, or if I was asked this question some years ago, before the year 2018, when I started my personal development and growth journey, if I was asked that question, the first thing I would say, my children, God, my husband, these are my priority. But when I came across the Maxwell Leadership Team, my mindset was transformed. And so when you ask me this question now, what is most important to you? I will tell you me. God is most important to me, which is my creator, but the next person that is most important to me, it's me. Why? If I can become the better version of myself, then I will be adding value to people and the things around me. But if I live my life without adding value to myself, then what value am I bringing to those things and those people that I say they are priorities to me? I hope that when we look at this conversation today, many of us will begin to have a change and a shift, what Maxwell calls a leader shift or a mindset shift from where we are to where we want to be. And for those of us who are there already, who know what to do, wow, awesome. Today, you will add something new to yourself. So I really want every one of us, you know how we do it, pay rapt attention to everything we're going to do today and be very vulnerable to add value and to express yourself. Because that expression you're going to be giving tonight will be something that will be a siege that will aid someone else to grow. All right? So I want to say a very big welcome and thank you for allowing me your space today. I would like us to start by listening or watching John C. Maxwell speak to us on the value of priority. So we're going to start with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if the media is ready, I would love everybody to meet my coach, my mentor, and my friend, John C. Maxwell. If I'm not mistaken, is it going to be played here or?
You can go ahead and play.
Okay, please give me 1 second. Sorry, please. I was told someone was going to play it from there, so I think I need to pull it out. So just give me some time, please. 1 second. But meanwhile, I want to hear you. What if some of us can share what we've done for some time? Yeah, someone playing it for us. Thank you. All right, while we're trying to do that, I would like to get some definition from us on the platform. When you hear the word priority, what comes to your mind? Yeah, anybody would like to speak? Please unmute yourself. Yeah, please go ahead. I see your hand up. Please go ahead.
Sorry, please, not answering your question. So there is just an observation. You see somebody join on two platforms, the same person on two platforms, that's echo. So it's disturbing, that glitches. So that's what I want to call attention to everybody.
Okay, you want to call my attention that somebody joined from two platforms?
Yes, as in you can see the echo, you understand? Yes. So
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I don't think that echo is coming from me because I'm only using one platform and I'm trying to get into another platform so I can share the screen. All right, so who would like to answer my question, please? Hello, who would like to answer my question?
I'll start off by saying priorities.
Sorry, before you go ahead, good evening, everyone. Before you go ahead, please, I've been trying to play the video. So I'm told I cannot share my screen. I don't know if there's any restriction. So you help me out, please.
Okay, let me check that out.
Okay, so probably we should check the restrictions and give him access, please, so that I can play the video. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll do that now.
Thank you very much, friends.
I don't think there's any restriction.
There is no restriction so far. There's no. You can share your screen.
Yeah, it's true. Share your screen.
Just share, Mr. Jonah. You can actually share your screen.
Okay, he's doing that now. Thank you. Mr. Jonah, please go ahead.
What's your mic?
It's not showing. I'm sure they're working with. Yeah, but my question is still on the table. Who wants to share with us what you understand by priority? Why Jonah is working on that?
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, Prince Patrick, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
All right. I will say priorities are tasks or goals that one takes very important to do. That's something you take very, very important, something you put on high importance to do. That's what I'll just say priorities are.
Fantastic. That is one of the, definition we have, yes. But tonight, we're going to be seeing what John Maxwell is sharing with us from his wealth of knowledge. All right, I see Wasiu. Your hand is up. Are you trying to rescue me this time around?
Yes, I want to try the definition. So,
All right, go ahead.
priority is the importance of fixing things, as in the degree of importance you accord to a particular thing, and yes, either is of high priority or of lower priority. Does it need urgent or later things? So that is by my own definition.
Fantastic. Thank you. Reminds me of scale of preference in economics. Thank you so much. All right, Jonah, just take it back a little bit and add the volume to it so we can roll. All right, thank you very much. So let's hear what John Maxwell have to say. And please don't forget to take notes because I will be back for sharing. All right, go ahead and play. Please add the volume for us. Thank you. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear the video?
The video is silent. We can't hear.
Jonah, we can't hear. Please increase the volume. Jonah, please, can you add volume for us? Thank you.
That's all the volume on the video, but I don't know if there's anywhere on the what's it called, on the Google Meet that needs to be volume to be increased. I need someone to help me out with that.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
can anybody please help?
Hello, just add the device audio. Add the device audio.
Okay.
Yes.
So that means I should stop. I should stop and then start again, something like that.
Yes, sir.
You see, we're all learning this Google Meet. Oh my God. It's good. We're learning. Thank you, Prince, for making it easy for us. I'm sure that very soon, seamlessly, we'll roll now. Thank you.
You're welcome, man.
So, Jonah, are you getting it? Are you okay? Can we hear it now?
Today I want to talk to you about your priority.
Fantastic.
Activity doesn't necessarily mean accomplishment in your life or my life. So let's talk about 3 really important insights about priorities that are going to help you really do better in life, be more successful. Number 1, working smarter has a higher return than working harder. And yet, so many times people put great emphasis upon how hard they work. This is a story I want to share with you that kind of will illustrate the point. 2 woodcutters placed a bet about which of them could cut down more trees in a day. So at dawn, they went their opposite direction with their axes. And in the beginning of that day, the 2 of them seemed to be working just about the same pace. But after about an hour, the first man could hear that the second man had paused in his work. And so the first guy was kind of amazed that his rival would tire so quickly. But the first man figured that this was his chance to get ahead. So he doubled his efforts. About 10 minutes later, he heard the sound of the second man cut. He heard the second woodcutter stop again. It only added to the first man's confidence. He said, "Oh my gosh, this is my chance to get ahead." So he even worked harder to increase his lead. Now this happened off and on all day until an hour before sundown, the time when the 2 men had agreed to stop and compare their progress. The first man proudly showed the second how many trees he had cut down, expecting the second man to be impressed. But the second man finally complimented him on his work, and then he showed him what he had done. And the second man had cut down almost twice as many trees. How is that possible? The first man asked. Look simple. The second man said, "Every hour I sharpen my axe. Hard work beats no work, but smart work." I just say to you and me that while we're swinging that axe, we should sometimes be sharpening. Get the grip of it. It's not how hard you work, it's how smart you work. The second thought I want to give you is that being proactive beats being reactive. I've said this before. Every day you're either preparing, which is proactive, or you're repairing, you're reactive. So proactive people prepare, reactive people prepare. Proactive people, they plan ahead. Reactive people, they live in the moment. Proactive people, they pick up the phone. In other words, they initiate action, conversation. Reactive people, sitting around waiting for other people to call them. When's the phone going to ring? Proactive people anticipate problems. Reactive people, they respond when there are problems. Proactive people, they see the moment. Reactive people are always waiting for the right moment. Proactive people control their schedule. Reactive people let other people control their time and their calendar. Proactive people invest time in people. They're with that. Reactive people invest time in people. There's not going to be any return. So I encourage you to be proactive in your life. And you do that when you prioritize correctly versus being reactive. And then number 3, nobody, you, me, none of us can have it all. And the good is always the enemy of the best. So how do we look at the good and the best and prioritize this and choose always the best? When I was in college working on a business degree, I first came into contact with the teaching of Pareto and the Pareto principle. That graphic has been shown to you right now. And as you watch that graphic and as you see it, it's very obvious that if you prioritize correctly, you've got 10 things to do, and you put the first 2 important things to do clear at the top, number 1 and number 2. They are the most important. If you prioritize correctly, and you only do the top 2, that 20% at the top, that 20%, look what it does on that graphic. It gives you an 80% return on your production. That's powerful. 20% of your priorities is going to give you the 80% of your production. So if you spend your time, your energy, your money, and you put your personnel in that top 20% of your priority, you're going to get a huge return out of it. Now that graphic and that principle absolutely changed my life. As I sat in that class working on my business degree that day as a young person, I said, if I can understand Pareto and how it works, prioritize correctly, and always do the most important things in my life, that's when I'll get the highest return. In fact, if you look at that graphic, and let's say you didn't do those top 2 things that give you the 80% return, but you did the other 8 things that weren't as important as the top 2, you only get a 20% return. And again, that was the day I realized it's not how hard you work, it's how smart you work. The activity is not always accomplishment. So let me give you some examples. For example, 20% of our time produces about 80% of our results. I find that if you're a morning person, you should do your most important things in the morning because you get your highest return. If you're an evening person, you should do the most important things in the evening. Whenever you're your best, your strongest, you're most aware and awake, whatever that is, that's when you need to do the important things in life. Counseling, I've found that 20% of the people that you know will take up 80% of your time in wanting to talk to you about their issues and their problems. If you produce products, 20% of the products that you produce will give you about 80% of your profits. If you read a book, 20% of the book contains about 80% of the content. Now time out for a moment. That's not true of my books. That's true of all those other books, but not mine. Jobs, 20% of our work gives us 80% of our satisfaction. That's true. Speeches, 20% of the presentation in our speech or our talk creates probably 80% of the impact. I found that donors in my nonprofit organizations, 20% of those donors will give me 80% of the money. In the area of taxes, 20% of the people are going to pay 80% of the taxes. And in leadership, 20% of the people are going to make 80% of the decisions. And then this is the real important one. If you're having a picnic, 20% of people will eat 80% of the food. That's a fact. Now, what Pareto teaches us again is so powerful that the key to accomplishing much isn't working hard, it's prioritizing correctly. And you can take charge of your life and accomplish the things that you desire to do when you begin to change your priorities in life. So, before you do your roundtable today, one more time, just to kind of do a check on yourself. How well am I prioritizing? And as you share with your friends around the table now, be honest. Let them know not only what you do well, but what you don't do well. We learn so much from the failures of others. So be open, listen well, share, and then remember, at the end of the roundtable, find one thing that you can immediately take action on, because that's where your life will be changed.
Fantastic. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Wow. Oh my God. Thank you. I see all the excitement, bubbling up with emojis. Thank you so much. Wow. All right. I've learned a lot. So I'm going to be asking one or two persons to share with us quickly what you are taking out of this lesson today. Please, one or two persons, what blew your mind? What changed? What shifted, your mindset? So I'd like to have I see some hands up here. Okay, so just unmute yourself and speak. I see Alabi and Smart. So I'll take Alabi first and then Smart next. Alabi, please go ahead.
Miss Alabi, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, welcome.
We can hear you.
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, it's a very nice presentation, well informed. I'm really happy to be part of the participants for today. I would say following up with such trainings make us very informed about so many things we really find not handy enough. Um, and I will encourage all of us that attend today's training to be paying active. One of the things I've noticed some people do during training is just listen, and listen. For me, what works well is whenever you're attending training, try as much as you can to note some things, have some things penned down, like write them down as notes. It makes this knowledge stick more. It makes your idea that you have gotten from such a training to be valuable to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alabi. Thank you for that encouragement. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that you've written a lot of things that you'll be sharing with us or with your community or anywhere you go from now on. Thank you so much. Smart, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you so much. What I really took away from here is the sharpening of the axe, because the man who went ahead just walking without sharpening his axe did half of the work that the man who took his time to sharpen his axe did. The man
Okay,
who
smart.
sharpened his axe had to, take time, rejuvenate, reinvigorate himself, then take care of his tool. Then also the issue of 20% effort yielding 80% of the results. Most of the time, we will not be able to know this unless we are proactive. I think I've seen that it is not about just knowing it is 20% that gives the 80%, but you knowing the exact 20%, it takes proactiveness. Thank you.
Hmm. Thank you, Smart. I think I could hear you very well. Let me give if you want chance to share, and then we will go to our evaluation just to ask ourselves the question: how well are we doing in this issue of priority? If you have the floor, please kindly unmute yourself and speak
All
briefly.
right, good
Thank
evening,
you.
everyone. All right, quickly, what I'm taking home from
Good
this is that
evening.
we should know what time of the day we will perform optimally. If it's in the mornings, we should make best use of it. If it's in the afternoon or in the night or evening, and that is when we should give in our best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you so much. Please let's give all our sharers a round of applause. Ify, Alabi, and Smart, thank you so much. And I see all of you putting it on the chat box. Prince, that was a long one. I wish I could read everything, but thank you for sharing that with us. I like what Ify said. John Maxwell said, "Don't confuse activity for accomplishment, because you're everywhere, busy. Doesn't mean you're accomplishing something at the end of the day. But if you're able to sit down and give 20% of your time to your priority, you'll definitely be getting 80% of your results." Amazing. All right. I call this one the moment of truth. Okay. So let's go. I want you to type it, and I want you to also write it down on in your book. So let's go. Let's look at our evaluation. Let's reflect. On a scale of 1 to 10. What will you give yourself? How will you rate yourself? How well do you think you're doing in this value of priority? On a scale of 1 to 10, what will you rate yourself? And why are you giving yourself that rating? All right, so if you're giving yourself 2, tell me why you're giving yourself that rating quickly. How will you rate yourself? How well have you done? John Maxwell said you have to identify, your priority based on certain factors. All right. So he talked about, importance. So what is important to you? What are the returns you will get if you focus on a particular thing? And, what reward will you get at the end of the day? So you don't just do things, because you just want to do it, but you must do it, smartly. So work smart, not hard work. All right. Okay. So at a scale of 1 to 10, how will you rate yourself, and why will you give yourself that rating? Okay. So go to the chat box. You can put it there. And if there are 1 or 2 hands that want to be raised, I will see them. go to the chat box. I want to be reading what you're writing so we can have more answers, right? So tell me, how do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? And why are you giving yourself that rating? Why are you giving yourself that rating? Okay, so let's go. I like vulnerability. So I want us to be honest tonight. How well have you done it? You know, I used to be like that. I would say I'm working hard. At the end of the day, I come back stressed. But I've not really achieved much. It happened to me for a long time, you know, and I was suffering from procrastination. I rate myself 9 because I consistently strive to achieve. Thank you very much, Prince, for that. But I always say, when you give yourself 9, that means there's only one space available for growth. All right. So let's go. Let's keep going. Thank you, Prince. All right. Who else is sharing with us? I want to see it on the chat box. Go. What will you rate yourself? How will you rate yourself? Okay. And why are you giving yourself that rating? All right. So like Prince now. Prince, what can you do to improve on your rating? If you improve, you'll not be 10. Oh. And after 10, there's no 11 on my list. All right. So quickly, everyone, let's go to the chat box. I want to read more. What will you do to, improve on your rating? How will you rate yourself? Okay. I want to read more on the chat box. Please, let's go. 1 on a scale of 1 to 10. How will you rate yourself? I just have 2 minutes for this session, and then we'll move on to our next session. Remember, we lost some time, and I want to really gain it back. Okay. I see face. I see a whole lot of people. We're about 40, 41 here. So I should be getting more responses from everyone. All right. Okay. Let's go. Thank you, Patrick. You're very active. Said to improve your rating. Okay. I'll rate myself 7. Okay. Thank you very much, because sometimes I always procrastinate. Thank you so much. I love that. I love that. All right. Let's keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I want to read more. I want to read more. Okay. Okay. I discovered it. I found it out. All right. I rate myself 7. I am improving on my weaknesses, learning more from my mentors. Thank you very much. Modukbe Ola, thank you. Damari says, I would rate myself, okay, let me see, 7, because sometimes I always work hard and not smart. Thank you for that. Jonathan says, I rate myself 8 because I adaptive to achieve, okay, let me see, achieve every of my goals, and I put more effort in order to achieve more. Thank you so much for everyone sharing. Fantastic. This is really amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. So quickly, to improve your rates, what is one thing you're going to do this week? All right. What is one thing you're going to do this week that you have been keeping, that you have not been prioritizing on, that you're going to do this week to change, to improve on your rating? Quickly, let's go to the chat box. All right, someone says, I rate myself 7. I need more room for improvement. Thank you, Geoffrey. Thank you, guys. All right, 1 minute more. Tell me, what is that one thing you're going to do this week to improve on your rating? I rate myself 8, Alabi. Thank you, because I do try to be smarter but not proactive. Okay. There's room for improvement. I rate myself 6, for I have made use of the to-do list, which has helped me stay. Oh, fantastic, amazing. All right, so one more. Who is sharing with me? What is that one thing you're going to do that you have been keeping, that you're going to be prioritizing now and put on your number 1 of your scale that you're going to be doing? John Maxwell says that if we want to really succeed in prioritizing, we must first of all learn to journal our time. We must learn to journal, which is to-do list. Tell yourself from this time to this time, I'm going to do this. Thank you, Prince. Prince said, I will seek constructive feedback to help me improve. Thank you. And Modupe Ola says, I discovered some lapses. I'm working on it. I have people who inspire me and I prioritize my growth around me. Thank you. So John Maxwell says that you should learn to journal your time if you must succeed. Many of us don't journal our time. So we just wake up in the morning, no plan. I know we just say, let the day lead me as we go. Okay, Sarah doesn't work anymore. You have to be very intentional about your time. And John Maxwell also says that you need to shift, to your strength. Shift to the area of your strength. What are you good at? Sometimes we spend so much time looking at what we are not good at, what we don't have, whereby we can actually focus on our strengths and in the process build our weaknesses, all right? So John Maxwell is encouraging us that if you must learn to prioritize and succeed, you must shift to your area of strength, all right? Alabi said, to improve myself, I would rather work smarter and employ adaptability. Fantastic. That is very key to a situation. Yeah. I remember some people say, this is the way I am, I cannot change. No, you have to be adaptable. You have to be flexible so that it will work for you. John Maxwell said, make today your masterpiece. Make today your masterpiece. All right, so even when you write your goals, you have to plan your day to day. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for sharing. Those who didn't share, I know that you have written something on your book because it's important, just like what Alabi said. It is important we are writing something down. All right, Vanessa, I see your hand up. I just want to give you a few minutes to share because we have to take our second lesson for tonight. All right, Vanessa, your hand is up.
So, looking for an Emicon. Sorry, I was looking for an Emicon. I wasn't actually going to share, please.
Okay, just like me too, I have to say, thank you so much. All right, just put it on the chat. Prince will be able to help you out.
No, I figured it out.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Oh, fantastic, Vanessa. Thank you. I'm so excited that you've done that. Okay, guys, thank you. All right, so I would like for us to share the second lesson we're going to be talking about today is from success to significance. And John Maxwell says that there are two great days in your life. The day you were born and the day you found out why you were born. Wow. I've always heard this on the other side, the day you were born or the day you're going to die, But John Maxwell says, the day you found out why you were here. And the day you find out why you are here is the beginning of significance, where you now move from me, myself, and I to that space where you tell yourself, I want to leave a legacy. Now, as a member of the John Maxwell team, John Maxwell will always say that we are the leg to his legacy. And for you joining us today and learning and growing yourself, you are creating a platform where people will look back tomorrow and say, if not for this person, if not for Rachel, it's not for Geoffrey, if it's not for Romeo or for Vanessa or for Ify, I won't be where I am today. That is where significance starts from. When you're very intentional about your purpose. So some of us are here today, but what is the reason why you're here? What do you want to achieve? Are you just attending this conference because the organizers 1 million is doing it? No, there's more to life than just being there, than just being present. So my coach, mentor, and friend, John C. Maxwell, is going to be talking to us about how we can move from this space of just you to a space of significance. How can you do that? What does it mean? All right? Remember, I need you to write down because when I come back, you'll be sharing with me and we will be tasking ourselves how we can be more, because we are actually made and called to be more. All right, so if Jonah is ready, Jonah, we are ready. If you're ready, give me some thumbs up. So Jonah, we know we are ready for the next video that John Maxwell is going to be talking to us to move from success to significance. Because honestly, living an intentional life, the bridge is significance. All right, Jonah, we are ready. All the emojis are going up crazily here. All right, so Jonah, let us hear it from John C. Maxwell. How do we move from success to significance? Because when you prioritize, it's all about your success. But when you begin to practice, significance, it means it's all about others. Okay, so Jonah, please go ahead. We're ready. Thank you.
But few people live intentionally. When I was in my 20s, I went to a
Safinatu, thank you. That was a huge one. I love it. Jonah, we need to see your screen, please.
I would like to talk to you about the lifestyle of successful people.
Jonah, we can't see it on the screen.
Most people have, but few people live intentionally. When I was in my 20s, I went to a conference where W. Clement Stone talked to us about practicing intentional living. And he gave us an exercise that I literally went home and did. I'm going to share it with you now. I call it the Do It Now exercise.
Can you see my screen now?
W. Clement Stone said that
yes, we can. Go ahead.
50 times, say aloud to yourself, do it now, 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 50 times. He said that night, he said, when you get ready and you lay in bed before you go to sleep, the last thing you say aloud to yourself, again, 50 times, is do it now, 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 50 times. He said the next morning, before you get out of bed, again, aloud to yourself, 50 times, do it now, do it now, do it now. At night before you go to sleep, 50 times, do it now, do it now, do it now. Third day, do it now in the morning, 50 times, do it now in the evening, 50 times. He said, I want you to do that for 30 days. Every day, 50 times in the morning, 50 times in the evening. Allow yourself, say the phrase, do it now. He said, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen at the end of that month. The first day of the next month, when you wake up, your first thought will be to do it now. He said, what I'm teaching you is intentional living and wording something until it becomes a practice in your life. And I'm just going to say to you that if you want to be successful, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to live intentionally. And that small step in the right direction that you take becomes one of the biggest steps in your entire life. You see, wishing for things to change won't make them change, and hoping for improvements won't bring those about, and dreaming won't provide you the answers that you need, and even vision won't be enough to lead you to transformation. Only intentional living with intentional action will give you the life that you want. Okay, it's time to do the roundtable. You'll find that the intentional living roundtables have a slightly different format, but the focus is still on personal application and taking action in your life.
Thank you so much. Fantastic, fantastic. Wow, wow, wow. Amazing. We never really cease to give the applause to John C. Maxwell. There's so much wisdom in everything he's sharing with us tonight. And I'm really happy that we are here to learn. You know, these are some of the things that actually changed my trajectory in life and changed my mindset. So, yes, I'm glad we're here. So can we quickly share, who wants to share with us one thing you have learned from what John C. Maxwell shared with us tonight? I want you to raise your hand if you're ready to share with us. Wow. So that. Okay, who is raising your hand to want to share what you learned from what Maxwell was talking about? All right, I need to see some hands up. I'm not seeing any hands. Is it that you can hear me? Take action. Ruth, thank you. John Maxwell says, take action. So thinking it is not enough. All right? Sometimes we think it, we want to, but John Maxwell said the only way you can succeed is taking action. Okay, Patrick, your hand is up. Please go ahead and share with me. Please go ahead. Your hand is up. Okay, let me go to the WhatsApp.
Okay, what?
Do it now, do it now. Yeah, Patrick, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
All right. What captivated me was the end remark. He said, intentional living with intentional action will give you the life you want. So it's not about wanting to say that you are living your life intentionally. You must also have actions that, yes, are intentional. You are putting those two intentions, that intentional living and that action, so that it can bet for you the life you really want. That is just what captured my mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick, for sharing that with us. Thank you. Please let's give Patrick some hand. And I see what Vanessa wrote. Vanessa, I love what you wrote here. Vanessa said, one of my take home is I need to be intentional about my intentions. Fantastic. You have to be intentional and be intentional about your intention. Fantastic. Thank you very much. All right. Wow. Sophia too says, do it now, do it now. The do it now exercise got to you. Thank you, thank you. Do something until it becomes a practice in your life. Thank you very much. All right, let me see more coming in. Safina to say one thing I've learned is that we can be intentional about our lives if we can give ourselves the room to. Fantastic. So sometimes we are the limiting factor. We are the people that limit ourselves. Yeah. All right, let me see more. You start winning from the mind. To succeed, you must start first. Ooh, you guys are sharing nuggets tonight. Fantastic. Small steps in the right direction. So it doesn't have to be huge, but just take a small step, but take it in the right direction. Thank you, Baba Jide, for sharing that with us. But thank you so much. Yes, Helen says, do it now. So tell yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. When you wake up in the morning, do it now. Before you go to bed, do it now. Tell yourself, remember we talked about doing our priority list, putting down, our to-do list. So imagine looking at that list and saying, do it now. Mute, do it now, do it now, do it now. Stop procrastination. And that is one of the things, Maxwell is really talking about. So, okay, let me get some more comments before we go on to this. Okay, someone is sharing here. I want to see you sharing. Do it now should be your slogan. Fantastic, fantastic. Let's get two more sharing. I want to see more. We're about 50 here. Just you for sharing. What's up, guys? What's up? All right. Okay, so I see a hand up. Who wants to share? I see a hand. Who wants to share? Please unmute yourself and share, please. Okay, let's hear some voices. Okay. I saw a hand up now. Okay. Yeah, who want to share? You can unmute yourself and share. Please, let's do that quickly. Unmute yourself and share. So having good intention is not enough. You have to put good action to your intention. All right, so quickly, let's look at what John Maxwell says. I want someone to read for us. Please, can we go to steps? Can we go to... all right? Can we go to what John Maxwell says about Intentional living, that it teaches us the value of thinking ahead. All right, fantastic. So can someone read for us? I need 3 people who will read for us. Okay, four people. Okay, anybody who is reading for us tonight? All right, Prince, I think you should start. And then I would like Ernest, you're here. I've not heard your voice today. Ernest, I've not heard your voice. Betty, I've not heard your voice. I've not even seen your writing. Okay, so Ernest, you will read the second one for us. I hope you can see your screen.
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
so Prince, go first. Okay, Ernest has disappeared. I can't find him again. All right, please go ahead, Prince. Read the first one for us. Oh,
all right.
Good. So, Ernest, you read the second one for me.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
What will it take for you to be successful? Maybe that's a question you have asked yourself before. Most people do. If you were asked that question right now, how would you answer? Opportunities, education, money, relationships with influential people, recognition, talents. If you asked John C. Maxwell for his answer, you might be surprised. He says, intentional living is the key to everything you want to accomplish in life. It's more important than where you were before, how much talent you have, or what kinds of connections you have. Intentional living empowers people to make the uphill climb to success and to significance. Most people want to be successful. Most people also want to make a difference. They want their lives to count, and they have good intentions about these things. But good intentions aren't enough to achieve success or experience significance. That requires intentional living. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Fantastic. Thank you. Please let's give him a round of applause. All right, next is Ernest. Please, Ernest, go read the next one for us.
Thank you very much. John Maxwell explains that intentional living is characterized by 3 words. Deliberate. Being intentional never occurs by accident. It requires people to think about their lives, consider where they want to go, and plan what they intend to do. Consistent. Being intentional requires a person to follow through every day, week after week, year after year. Intentional living is journey, not a destination.
Fantastic. Wow, thank you very much. All right, we have Betty next. Betty, please go ahead. Is Betty here?
Becky, are you on this call?
Is Betty on this call?
Okay, somebody just raised their hand. Modube.
Okay, Modukbe Ola, please go ahead. Thank you for rescuing us.
Okay, willful. Being intentional is a choice we must make and continue making as we face obstacles and challenges. Making a difference takes ongoing effort. These 3 words are essential for you to travel the uphill journey of significance. Most people rely on their good intentions, hoping that they will be enough to achieve success and experience significance. But there is a world of difference between good intentions and intentional living. Read the following list of words and observe the difference between them. Good intention, desire, intentional living,
Thank you very much. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Let's get someone else to read that for us. Joseph, are you in the house? Is Joseph here? Is Hawali here? Who else want to read for us? Let's look at this list together. It's such a wonderful list. Okay? Aha. Oyedele, please, your hand is up. Yes, go ahead. Oyewumi, Oyedele, please go ahead.
Oyewumi, go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you. All right. Good intentions and international living. Under the good intentions, there is desire, while under the international living, we have the action that we have to take. Then wish, then we have the purpose. Someday, then today. Fancy, then strategy. Hopefully, definitely. Passive, active. Occasional, continual. Emotions and discipline. Somebody should, I will.
All right, so I want to quickly just explain. I hope we all understand what John Maxwell is trying to say here. He said, usually intentional, good intention. Yes, you have intention to say, oh yeah, he said, I desire, to become a first class, teacher. I desire, to be the best. I desire to, you just desire. But John Maxwell says intentional living is you take action. So you don't just desire, you take action. There are many times, many of us who say, oh, I desire to become, to take a PhD or do my master's, and we're still desiring 5 years down the line. So John Maxwell said, take action. The same thing, stop wishing, be purposeful. Don't say someday I will become. Tell yourself today I will. And when you tell yourself today I have to do it, and you will begin to do it. So stop living in a life of fantasy. Be strategic. Be strategic. Stop saying hopefully. John Maxwell said hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. It is being definitive. All right. So don't be passive. Be active. Don't say occasionally when they say okay, how often do you read? Books. For you say occasionally. John Maxwell says it's got to be continuous. Have it continuous. That's the only way we can grow. And emotion does not play a role in our personal growth and development. We have to be disciplined. Stop getting emotional. Be disciplined. Stop working. And once you do this, you are able to build people around yourself to be more intentional. So, which one are you going to go for? Good intention, thinking about it, or intentional living? All right, so I'll quickly just go straight to what John Maxwell says, that if you want to move from good intention to intentional living, number one, you have to intentional living teaches you, what does it do? How to value the value of thinking ahead. All right, so we have a few minutes. I want 3 other people to come up to read that. Please, Jonah, share the screen with us. If you want to live an intentional life, what do you do? Why is it important, to move from good intention to good action? Why is it important? All right, so let's look at it. John Maxwell said intentional living teaches you the value of thinking ahead. All right, so you think solution instead of thinking problem. Okay, so Dorcas, I want you to start. Dorcas, read the first one for us, please.
Okay.
If Dorcas is not there.
Okay,
thank you. Intentional living.
All right, Dorcas, please go ahead.
Teaches you the value of thinking ahead. People who are not intentional wake up every day and ask.
Is it me, but or Dorcas is frozen?
Is Dorcas, are you still there?
Okay, somebody else can pick up. I see Sanusi there. I see Dan Deda.
Okay, Sanusi,
yes,
go ahead.
Yeah. People who are not intentional wake up every day and are surprised by what happens to them. Intentional living means not letting the day sneak up on you. Intentional people think ahead.
Up on you.
And plan.
Intentional people. Sorry, I can't see it.
Intentional people think ahead and plan for what they want to have.
Dorcas, we have to mute you. Sorry about that. Please go ahead.
Please, can you hear me?
Sanusi, please complete your reading. Thank you. Yes,
Okay.
Sanusi, we can hear you.
As John C. Maxwell notes, the person who thinks before taking action is 10 times more effective than the person who doesn't. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. The person who thinks before taking action is 10 times more effective than the person who doesn't. All right. Okay, so someone else read number 2 for us. Yes. Who is taking that for us, please? Let's see some hands up. All right, Rachel. Rachel just left. Okay.
I think Dorcas is back.
Okay, Dorcas, can you go ahead and read number 2 for us now? I want 2 more hands up. Thank you. Dorcas, can you read for us?
Number 2, Dorcas.
Okay, who else is available? Smart, I see you. Fatima, I see you. Do you want to read for us? Damaris, I see you. Lawal, I see you. Romeo, I see you. Who wants to read for us quickly?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Fatima, go ahead.
Smart.
I see Fatima, and after Fatima, Damaris will read the next one. Thank you. Fatima, go ahead. I want 2 more hands up. Thank you.
I can't see the screen.
Fatima, please go ahead.
Fatima, let's take Smart. Mr. Smart, you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Intentionally.
Oh God, our network. Vanessa, can you read? Let's see if your network is better. Vanessa?
Good evening.
Number 2, Vanessa, number 2.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
Intentional living inspires you to make every day count. Far too many people hope to make a difference someday. They wait for more time, more money, more status, more influence, or more opportunities. In contrast, when you live intentionally, you look at things differently. You realize that now is the only sure time you have to make a difference. Yesterday has passed. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. When you live with an intentional mindset, you become aware of the countless opportunities surrounding you on a daily basis. Opportunities to make a difference, and you make the most of them.
Fantastic. I'm not only clapping for you, Vanessa, I'm just clapping at some of the nuggets that is hitting us left, right, and center. Thank you so much. Amazing. All right, who is taking the 3rd one for us? Quickly. Let's see, the next hero. Come on. Someone should read, we're sharing this part into 2. Someone should read the first part, and another person will read John C. Maxwell teachings. Okay? Who is reading for us?
Okay, Smart.
Okay, we're Smart.
Okay, Smart, go ahead.
Intentional living allows you to make changes one step at a time. If you want to become intentional and live a life of significance, there's good news. You don't have to change everything. But there is also bad news. You have to change something. Intentional people understand that taking deliberate, consistent, and purposeful steps will improve their lives and the lives of those around them. As Anne Frank said, how wonderful that no one needs to wait a single minute before improving their world.
Ooh, thank you so much. All right, I see quite some hands. Thank you so much. I mean, how beautiful it is. We don't have to wait for someone. We don't have to wait for governments. We don't have to always wait for someone else to do things to improve the world. You and I can start from where we are.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, sir.
All right, someone else can quickly read for us. Josie Maxwell teaches.
Let me read it, please.
Good, thank you.
John C. Maxwell teaches that the secret of your success is determined by your teach this and actually do the day after day become your lifestyle. And your lifestyle, more than anything else, affect the outcome of your life. If you want to be successful and make a difference, you must develop a lifestyle of intentional living. Do that and you will experience the changes you desire.
Do that, and you will experience the changes you desire. Just like Mother Teresa says, you are the change that you desire, and let that change begin with you, because transformation begins with you. So I want you to tell yourself, transformation begins with me. If I want to see changes, it has to start with me. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing with us. Quickly, I want you to commit yourself. What are you going to be doing differently from now on? What are you going to be doing differently from now on? How are you going to be moving from good intention to good action? I know one of the major problems many of us have for taking action is procrastination. And John Maxwell is telling you that good actions will help you if you can just take that step. So go to the chat box, because you know why we're asking you to go to the chat box? Because when you type it with your hands, you have committed your brain, you have committed your eyes, you have committed every part of you to take that action that you're typing. So go to the chat box and tell us, how do you rate yourself? What will you rate yourself? And what is that one thing you're going to tell yourself you want to do differently so that you can upgrade from just good intentions, which is good, but this time you're going to be taking action than just sitting in one place wishing. Okay, so I'm going to the chat box now, and I want to read your comments. Thank you, Sefinatu says, being continuous makes you grow. So stop wishing, be purposeful. Thank you very much. I like that. Actions versus desire. Thank you so much. Procrastination should never be an option. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. All right, so who else want to share? Tell me, what are you giving yourself? We have just 3 minutes to go. All right, we're trying to catch up with the time we missed, but we'll just let 5 minutes go. Okay, so yes, thank you, Vanessa. I say actions will be my only option. Fantastic, thank you for that. Do it now. That should be our slogan. Thank you, Princess. I rate myself 8 in taking intentional actions because I consistently strive to make purposeful decisions. I like that. I like the continuously purposeful, though I see room for growth in maintaining consistency and focus. Thank you very much, Prince Patrick Osadebe, for sharing that with us. Okay, so who else is making some commitments today to do something different? Because you cannot consistently be doing something in the same way and be looking for a different result. So what are you going to do differently today so that you can get a different result from what you've been getting? All right, Damari says, and I love that, say being hopeful is not strategic. So we're going to move from hopeful to be intentionally and to be strategic. I will do it now, not tomorrow. Geoffrey, thank you. Thank you. So what is that thing you want to do now, Geoffrey? Because I don't want you to say I'll do it now. What are you going to do now? Write it. All right, today should be our watchword, not someday. Yes, thank you, Ayobami. I agree with you. So what is that one thing you're going to tell yourself, I want to do today? Let's say tomorrow. Something you're keeping off. What are you going to do? Even today. Yes. It says start today, start today, tomorrow starts today. You know why? I like that, Vanessa, because whatever you're going to do tomorrow, the planning actually have to start today. Fantastic. All right, I rate myself 7 because tomorrow is not guaranteed, so I should do it today. My brother, you're right, oh. All right, Sanusi says, I take action now and no room for procrastination of what will impact my life. Please go ahead and let me know. Tell me, what is that one thing that you have been procrastinating about and you're going to change? Ruth says, start putting my ideas to work with immediate action. Ruth, have you noticed something? That one idea you have, if you don't take action, someone will be doing that same thing and it becomes very difficult for you to do it again. And that is the truth. So take immediate action now. My PhD, fantastic. I'm sure, if you can just take one action now, think about it, research it, take that one step to ask for the application. Take that one step to Google it. It's something. I've procrastinated my life, but today I'm just taking one step at a time. I'm not beating myself because I know where I've failed a lot, but I'm not beating myself. The most important thing is I'm beginning to take actions on those things I've thought about. He who thinks before taking action is more effective. Thank you very much, Damaris. All right, Ayobami said my master's. Ayobami, me and you there for the same school of thought too. My second daughter is reading her master's now. I see here. All right, Doctor says I will make purposeful decision, optimize my time, and align my action. It's so good when we say these things, but John Maxwell says don't only say it. Take action, and take action. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much for being so vulnerable, for sharing your thoughts. I know some of us are beating ourselves now. Take it easy. You will get there. Jonah is going to put the attendance on the platform for us so that we can fill in our attendance today. And I really want you to share your take home and your feedback on your attendance. I learned a lot today. Thank you, Joseph. I'm starting now to take actions in all areas of my life. I think one other area people take for granted is, your children, our family, our spouse, our immediate surrounding. What are you going to do differently? Maybe you've really not been listening to the children. What are you going to do differently? Are you going to focus on listening to them now? Because that is something you want to do. If you build a better relationship at home, you are guaranteed, that everything, you'll be happier at workplace. I've seen many people not happy at workplace. They succeed in the workplace, but when they get home, they really don't. So what are you going to do? To make your home a beautiful place? I want to do something. If I want to do something, I do it with prayer. And that is amazing. But John Maxwell said, when you finish praying, do it now. Take action towards that thing you have prayed about. Because if some people will pray, Father, Lord, bless me today, I need a good job, and they have never written an application letter. All right, so they're expecting miracle without action. You will lose it because you don't know how to sustain it. You've not taken the action. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Please, the link for attendance has been placed on the platform. I need you to fill it, and thank you. I've learned a lot from all of you, from your sharing. My name is still Mute Olori, and thank you for allowing me to be in your space. I've enjoyed every moment with you. All right, so fill your form. Let's get your feedback. I hope I've been a blessing to you just the way you have been a blessing to me, and I look forward to more times with you. All right, Prince, you have the floor.
Wow. I want to say thank you. We can't just thank you enough for this amazing session. It was really amazing. The comments, the interactions, and everything. It was really amazing. Like she has said, please go to the link so that you fill in your attendance and all. And hopefully, this is just a reminder that we have this roundtable for 3 weeks. So this is our second take, and the final one will be coming up next week. So we advise that please don't miss out on this. You might have been learning this somewhere, but every additional knowledge takes you a step forward. Be intentional about being part of this training so that you can get the best in life that you want. And for our this is to remind us that our HP mentor program is going on. Please, mentees and mentors, let's do well to go through our mentorship program. Let's also, if we are having any challenge, reach out to the admins so that they can handle such challenges immediately. I don't know if Ms. Fatima is still on the call. Ms. Fatima.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right.
Coach Mute, thank you, Prince Patrick. And don't forget to join again next week.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, everyone. I love you all.
Right. So on that note, we'll say a lovely, will I say good night to everyone. And thank you all for coming. Once again, we thank you, Coach Mute. And in fact, we look forward to hearing from you in future. At least for those of you that don't know, you can follow her on LinkedIn, on Facebook. You can follow her on Instagram also. She's on all these platforms, so you can follow her and learn from there. Thank you, and we wish everyone a lovely night. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.